Welcome to Work to the Left Side. This is where I would normally say I'm hyper hyped to announce tonight's guest. I am excited to announce tonight's guest. I'm also a little bit worried because I know I'm just going to get insulted. But nevertheless, we are here with your True Grit Tag Team Champions and your future Tag Team Champions and so nearly Elevation Tag Team Champions. Gentlemen, how are we? Obviously, yeah, Mr. Brad Matthews, Franco Fate, and Cash Money Sash.
I think you forgot one belt there.
Oh, the Destiny belt as well. Apologies.
There you go. You may continue.
Sorry, sir. Yes, gentlemen, how are you all?
Feeling pretty good, I think. I mean, got a bit of extra weight on my shoulders at the moment, but they're broad enough to carry them. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Always good. We successfully defended some belts and won another one this past weekend. So all is good in the world of Cash Money Sash, Franco Fate, and Brad Matthews.
And let's not forget, we're still celebrating. I think it's 23, 24, 25 days on since Nashville got fired. Still celebrating that.
See you later. In a bit, Nashville.
That has literally cemented you guys as probably the most hated people in all of True Grit, even more so than, JC himself and Joey Footstool. You guys just eliminated, everybody's favorite tag team.
We did everyone a favor. Nashville, they're a disgrace to professional wrestling. They're a disgrace to British wrestling. There are a couple of clowns that have been hanging on. The only reason why they've been put on shows is because people somehow relate to them. But in terms of professionalism and skill, they're not there. So now we just open the doors for someone else to just take their place. So people should be applauding us. They should be cheering us. They should be thanking us.
Yeah, exactly. Nashboat are a joke. We've rid True Grit Wrestling of the pox that is Nashboat. So now there's an entire spot there for a brand new team to come in and hey, maybe they can test their metal against us. They won't win, but, we're making True Grit a better place.
Exactly.
I'm going to stay on the fence of this one. I've got to try and stay impartial. I've been bigging you guys up a lot recently, but then, I also do like Nashboat. But, you've got rid of those. But coming up very soon, you have the former champions, Misery Business. I'll just quickly talk about that before we go into other stuff, because obviously that is at an upcoming it's at the next True Grit show, WrestleFest. Obviously it's Freebirds rules as well. I mean, you guys decided beforehand. I know the poster shows Brad and Cash Money Sash, but you're going to do a last minute swerve. Franco, are you stepping in, or is it going to be the advertised duo?
I think JC's been very kind to me and given me the night off. I mean, I've got every confidence that Brad and Cash Money Sash can defend these tag belts, and I'm sure in shows coming up later on this year, I'll be there again defending the tag belts. And I think the great thing is, which can cause a curveball for all the tag teams at True Grit, is they don't know what combination they're going to get when we turn up on the day. So best of luck to them, because we're going to be holding on to these titles for a very, very long time.
Exactly. And that is exactly what it is. It's every show, every time we step in, no one knows. We can swerve them. Franco just said something. He could be lying. Maybe it's me and Franco. Maybe it's Brad and Franco. You don't know. Maybe Brad's taking the day off. Maybe I'm taking the day off. Maybe we're all going to be there. All right. They don't know. I mean, Alan Kay doesn't train anyway from the looks of him. All right. And Joey, what's his name? Joey Wade, that Poundland Brandon Lee, that Addams Family reject. He's probably sitting in some corner doing his best Raven impression. So they don't care. So whatever happens, I mean, it's going to be a successful title defense for the regime anyway.
I love it. I love it. Those guys walk around face like thunder all the time, like just proper Mardy, weight of the world on their shoulders, and that's great. That's all well and good because they're never going to have the weight of the True Grit Wrestling tag titles on their shoulders again.
Exactly. And what did Alan Kay do when he saw us a few weeks ago at Tidal? What did he do? He did nothing, did he? He just stood there. Look, if I looked like him, I'd be miserable too. If my best friend was Joe Wade, that is his name, right? Okay. So if that was my best friend, I'd be miserable too. If I looked like Alan Kay, I'd be miserable too. So I get the whole what's his name, like Misery King or whatever that nickname is. I mean, yeah, fantastic. They did one positive thing in their career. They became champions one time. It was a fluke, a bit like Nash, but they've done nothing to deserve this title shot, by the way. The last match they had, they lost, right? There was that triple threat tag team defense where Nash Bud actually beat them, and now somehow they've got this match. But I'm guessing it's Bobby Cash that made it. So they've done nothing to actually deserve this match. So maybe they'll be fired too. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Are they even a fully functioning unit? Because there was a bit of dissension there, and us three, we're 3Ps in a very, very, very luxurious pod, all paid for by JC. I don't know if we can say the same.
Hashtag thank you, JC.
Hashtag thank you, JC.
I need to start using that because Joey brought that up. Obviously, your regime teammate, when I spoke to him a few weeks ago, he said that a few times. You know, he was on about like how his Slamfest tickets got an upgrade thanks to JC, and you know, I've seen you guys have been treated. You know, Cash Money Sash. You know, I saw you over at chilling out in museums. I think he was over in Barcelona at some point.
Great. I've got a good contract. Put it that way.
And obviously, Franco
there. Put it that way. Got some good winning purses. Some good bonuses. Hashtag thank you, JC.
There we go. You see, we will get it trending. And then, yeah, obviously, you know, you've got the belts on top of that as well. So, you know, you was talking, though, previously that, you know, nobody knows who they're going to be facing at any given match. You know, you can mix it up. You know, you can play psychological mind games. You can tease them. And all three of you are very different styles as well. So, you know, nobody's going to be able to prepare for that because you all bring something very different to the ring. And that's a good thing. You know, I'm actually paying you guys a compliment.
As you should.
Exactly.
You're exactly right. You know, a broken clock's right twice a day. Franco, absolute unit, you know, power game all day long. He's going to pick you up. He's going to lob you as far as he can. Sash, you know, believe it or not, it's quite quick. It's quite quick. Go a lot of ducking and diving, you know, jump on top of you, bam, 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 bam. I'll tie you up in knots, wrap your arm around your neck and strangle you with it. You know, we attack from all different kinds of angles and all different kinds of ways. And that's why we are the best team in British wrestling.
I mean, you've got the belts to prove it. You know, there's nobody, as much as they would hate to say it, nobody can really disagree with that, unfortunately. No. So,
you got the belt. I mean, how many do we have? Boys, how many? I'm losing count.
And it doesn't stop here. It does not stop here. Trust.
So I just want to bring up, because I know I kind of thought, you know, I was keeping an eye on the socials and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, when I get to speak to these guys, are they going to have 3 tag titles? You know, I know you challenged for the Elevation titles very, very recently. But I believe, you know, I'm going to take, there's a few shenanigans involved. Somebody turned up. Somebody kind of just, you know, cost you the match, I would say.
That's a bit of a sore point right there. There's this guy, what's his name? Jordan something. I always forget, but he's some rookie. He's some punk. He's an idiot. All right. He got some encouraging words from Martin Kirby, and somehow he deciphered that in his plebeian mind to get involved in our business. All right. He cost Brad Matthews the chance to becoming the Elevation Wrestling Champion. All right. Mistake number 1. Then he doesn't apologize to us. Mistake number 2. We gave him 2 chances, I think, 2 or 3. And then he decides to get involved in mine and Franco's business when we were this close to becoming Elevation Tag Team Champions. That would have made me the most successful professional wrestler in elevation wrestling history of having the most reigns, and it would have given Franco his first title reign, same as Brad actually. But he decides to get involved, and I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, you look at Franco, like, do you really want to mess with him? Clearly he does, but he'll get his comeuppance. I mean, Franco, do you disagree there?
Yeah, he's just a young little kid, got too big for his britches, too big for his boots, and I look forward to the day where I get him one-on-one at elevation, because I'm going to teach him some sense. I'm going to knock some sense into him, that's for sure. He's gonna regret the day he's crossed me, I tell you. Oh, damn.
Snap him like a celery stick.
I feel sorry for him already. But again, like I said, that's the thing is that even though he was not successful in that match, you're still in there. You're challenging for the belts. It's just like the belts you've got now obviously aren't enough. The Destiny title, the other titles, it's just more and more and more. The hunger seems to be sort of growing. And I know you three guys enough to know that no amount of titles will ever be enough.
Look, it's not about hunger either. Like you're looking at 3 stars here, all right? You're looking at the most successful unit in British wrestling. So of course we're going to be in the main events. Of course we're going to have the spotlight shining on us. Of course we're going to get all of the glitz and the glamour of the promotions. I mean, whoever doesn't do that, they're just scared, because you see what we do. We come into these promotions, Elevation, True Grit, the House of Pain, Future, all of these places, all right? And as soon as we get one chance, when all 3 of us are there and we're all available, we take over, all right? And if that doesn't happen, it's just because whoever's in charge, like whatever Bobby Cash version that you have that's running the scenes there, they're just scared and they don't want to give us that chance. But when they do, then we take over. As you can see, 2, 4, 5 belts, nearly 7. We can go somewhere else too. We're just going to add. Belts bring money. Money brings happiness.
And it's so stupid as well that they put all these blockades in our way, because with Future, what have you been saying all this time, Sash? Since we've been involved, houses up, ticket sales through the roof, more money. Not even just more money for us, more money for all the wrestlers, because the ticket sales and the houses and everything is up. Who? Because of us.
Stars, main level attraction.
Across the board.
Yeah, exactly. Whether they like us, they pay to see us, or they pay to watch us lose. It doesn't matter. They pay, and more people should be watching that and taking that on board. Which they will.
You want to take it back to True Grit? I mean, obviously, that must be, you guys must be loving the bookings there at the minute, in the sense of, obviously, not just because you 3 guys, tag title champions, but the people you get to work with. You've got the regime. Obviously, I know when I say that, a lot of people just think, of you guys, Joey. But, there's a lot of associates there as well. You've got Ivy, Brady, Adam Bolt. Basically, the Midlands boys seem to be running roughshod.
Oh, yeah, like being able to be around people like Brady Phillips. Like, Brady Phillips is one of the best wrestlers in this country, hands down. Ivy, co-GM, one of the smartest people you will ever meet. She's got a gob that goes like clappers, but she's got brain there as well. Adam Bolt's incredible. I mean, he's not really part of the regime, but, we all see him. We all think he does a fantastic job. And riling over. The guy's got unlimited potential. And of course, we're going to be associated with those because we're incredible as well.
Yeah, exactly that. It's what did I say? I mean, you become the people that you surround yourself with, and every single person that you mentioned there is a star. They're highly skilled at what they do, and we're just riding that wave. So and you get idiots like Bobby Cash, you get idiots like Nashbo, you get idiots like that fat Alan Kay, that moron Joe Wade, all of these people who just try to ruin the magic that the regime is creating and that we are creating as a unit within True Grit. And they just, I mean, they'd be better off just joining if they qualify, which they don't. But But yeah, it's we're
Can
loving
you
it.
imagine Alan Kay walking out with us?
I just want to see him apply.
Can he even write his own name?
I'll be like, listen. The main reason that you can't join the regime, probably because you're an alcoholic. All right, there you go. Get out of here, man. Can't be doing that.
I reckon his surname isn't K. I reckon his surname's like a lot longer, and he just forgot how to spell it.
I know. I said the same thing. Got like 3 brains. Alan. Okay. All right. Yeah. Whatever. It's taking too long. All right. That's your name. Get out. Move on. What's your name? All right. You're just sitting down. Whatever. We'll just call you Joe. All right. Move along. There you go. 2 doses, man. Anyway, what were you saying?
Sorry, were you going to say something, Franco? I think I cut you off.
I was just thinking, maybe raise the stakes a little bit for that next show. If you guys win, maybe Alan Kay as a forfeit has to be your butler for the next show. Maybe your runner or something. Put a True Grit T-shirt on him. Get them bottles of water and them towels in for you. You could look.
I would be all over that, Franco. The thing is, I don't think Alan Kay can run. So I think the best forfeit for him would be to put him in like a 3-week boot camp. Like he has to actually go to the gym and eat some salads, have a cabbage or 2 per day. I think that would be his personal health. I think I'd be up for that. I love cabbages. I love salads. I love working out. I don't think he does. So I think running's out the thing for him. Paralympics maybe. I don't know if he qualifies for that either. But yeah, we can sort something out. I've talked to JC. I like that idea. Maybe we can get a wheelchair or something. I don't know. We can sort something out.
You mentioned there about applying to be in the regime. Is there anybody, we've mentioned, like Riley Over, Brady, Ivy, all those guys. Is there anybody else out there, that you're kind of looking at, thinking we could make use of them? They might, I know obviously Joey's the newest sort of member, which shocked a lot of people. I know when I spoke to him recently, it was still very much like everywhere else, he's hellbound. True Grit, though, is pure regime. Yes, anybody else or you guys strong enough as you are now, or are you always open, to having a bit more backup?
Well, the thing with Joey is, I would have to clarify with the main man, JC James Carr, but I don't think Joey is fully cemented in the regime yet. I think it's like a bit of a 1%er thing. Like, he really wants to be in. That's why he smashed Encerico across the back with that steel chair and was pivotal in ending his career in True Grit. But I think he still needs to prove himself. I think JC will probably say the same thing. But in terms of other people, I don't know. Franco, Sash, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you around Joey. He's definitely more an apprentice, isn't he, to the regime? He's not a fully fledged member. Maybe a couple more shows as a footstool, he might prove himself. Who knows? But yeah, I feel like with the regime right now, it just feels like such a cohesive unit. We've all known each other for a long time, and it'd have to take someone really special, I think, to join our elite group, as we say.
I completely agree. I think that every regime member and associate ticks the necessary box. I don't want to mention any names, just because in case there's anything that the big boss man JC #ThankYouJC is thinking of. But I will have some discussions with him just to see if there's anyone out there that he would like us to approach. But nah, so far I think everyone just ticks those boxes, and that's why we gel so good, and that's why you see us all over the main event scene, the championship scene right there at True Grit.
Credit as well to yourself, Cash Money Sash, working manager duties for Joey as well. You're coming out with him, showing him support at ringside.
I'm a man of many talents. All right, I'm a man of many talents. Singles wrestling champion, tag team wrestling champion, managerial champion too. I mean, if you look at what I've done purely as a manager, okay, then I am I am at the top of the British wrestling scene. I mean, the stuff, boys. Let me use you two as two examples. The stuff that Brad Matthews has managed to achieve. All right, not saying that was all because of me, because he did most of the work, but I was there to support him and to guide and manage. The same with Franco Fate, and now we got Joey Slade. All right, so again, pound for pound, I'm the best manager in the game. So when that happened with Tim Strange, of course I'm going to be out there. Same as I was when he faced his little friend Harley Harris. Okay, he needs a logical thinker next to him. You know, someone that can steer him correctly and just make sure that he doesn't stumble across any easy hurdles. And that's what I'm there. That's why JC trusts me in that role.
Are you going to be in his corner when he's because again, he's got another hellbound opponent coming up at WrestleFest.
Don't worry about where I'm going to be. All right, I'll be where I'm at. All right, don't worry about that. I'm not going to stand here and give away game plans. You're asking, who's going to defend the belt? Shut up, man. I'll be where I'm at. I'm on the poster, right? So I'll be there.
Fair play. I was just wondering if showing Joey some love, some support, because the whole hellbound thing. You don't want to get torn in two different directions.
Be there. Brad Matthews could be there. You don't know. Combination, freebirding. We could freebird.
We did all apply. We do all have managers' licenses, so
exactly. Ivy signed all of them, so yeah, you can't revoke it. Bobby.
Hashtag thanks, Ivy.
Hashtag do want Bobby.
Just gonna be a treat full of hashtags when this gets uploaded.
He needs the hashtag buy a new suit. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, we won't mention that poor Bobby with the hole in his sleeve, but it happens. Dude, guys, going forward, as I sort of said, the elevation titles. I know it's a sore subject, sorry to mention it again, but you guys have got to be chasing for that belt again, surely.
It is 100% in our sights. What really, really gets me wound up is if you go back, Franco and I, we were set to challenge for those tag titles against the Hunter Brothers, legendary team in the British wrestling scene. They were the tag team champions. We turn up to the venue. We're out there waiting for the Hunter Brothers to come out. And then, oh, wait, it's not the Hunter Brothers. We get sprung with it's Joseph Connors here. He's filling in for one of them because one of them, I don't even know what he did. But so we were sprung with this mystery opponent. And so I still to this day think that we are owed an elevation title shot, regardless of we had one against Bad Intentions and it didn't quite come through because of Jordan Parker. We're still owed one that we should have had way back when. And I don't know about you, Franco, but I'm not resting till we get that. Not
Definitely. I mean, on that night, Jim Hunter didn't show up. As far as I'm concerned.
Oh, no, sorry. It was Lee. It was Lee Hunter. It was Jim because he landed right on me with that swanton bomb and nearly broke my ribs.
Oh, got confused there. Apologies about that. But, I mean, I was just so, wound up about the occasion. Completely slipped my mind. But, yeah, we are definitely owed, as a combination of myself and Brad, a tag team title shot at some point at Elevation because of that event. Throwing that curveball very last minute to us, it's not exactly playing fair, shall we say? Especially when the stakes are so high. I don't know.
Yeah, they keep snubbing us as well. Like there was a triple threat ladder match for the Elevation titles. We were not even consulted. We didn't even have the chance to sign a contract, turn it down, get first refusal. No. And then I see that there's another tag title match happening at somewhere. We just got screwed out of our shot when it was Franco and Sash by that great idiot Jordan Parker. Do we get this? Do we get even asked to be in this new bloody tag title? No. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. We're there every month, whooping butt, just kicking 10 bells out of everybody, winning all the time, except when we're swung with a surprise. We should be getting a title shot actually, we only need one. We need one shot when it's the people that were actually advertised and when we don't have someone coming in and getting involved. I'm getting wound up, guys. I'm getting
100%. No. He's completely right. The thing is, with elevation, I think what we need to do is set an example and use Jordan Parker. We need to just show everyone backstage in the crowd what happens when you get involved in our business. And after that, they can't deny us. They can't deny us a rematch for the Elevation Wrestling Championship or for the Tag Team Championship. They can't. But at the moment, we got that thorn in our side, that little pleb, that little punk, like I said, Jordan Parker. All right. But when that gets done, then we're gonna go for the gold. But we just need to just clear the slate. Just remove him. Send him back to training. Intermediate class, foundation, whatever that guy was doing. All right. He can go face whoever else it is. All right. He's not fit to be getting involved with capital punishment. We've got way too much experience. We are, like I said, we are stars, and I don't even know this guy's surname. If he has one, maybe it's K. All right, who knows? All right, but we need to get rid of him first.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan.
Just going to rewind it back a little bit, just to because obviously I got the pleasure of seeing Brad and Franco at back in February in Leeds against the Iceman and his son at NCW. It was nice while it lasted, but you two guys turned up and put on a hell of a match.
Well, we lost, so I didn't enjoy it because we lost. But sorry, you go on, Franco.
I think we surprised a lot of people that night. Weapons in the wheelhouse. Maybe with going back to the Elevation ladder match, that's maybe why we weren't put in, because they saw highlights from that match and thought, no, we might be a bit too violent towards the other teams. But I think everybody knows my sort of past sort of my what's the word? What my previous matches are like, where I like to go and wrestle, or weapons, sharp objects, and stuff like that. So for me, I don't know about yourself, Brad, but just another night at the office having a good punch up with the Harrops. But I don't mind. I don't mind getting a little bit beaten up. If it means going for gold, that's what I'm all about.
Yeah. That was the thing. Is like fair play. Like the guy that ran NCW, he recognised what a tag team we are, because we were straight in there challenging for their hardcore tag team titles, and although a bit gutted about the fact that we didn't win, it was chaos. I think we hung in there with two of the most dangerous men in British wrestling, and one's been doing this for how long now? 20, 25 years, whatever. And in Iceman and Jack Harrop's just everywhere in deathmatch and stuff. Like, what was there? There was bins, we nearly went through the floor, like chains, stop signs, everything. It was mental. Fair play, they're rock hard. Definitely earned our wage that night, Franco.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that is one of the reasons I did want to mention that match, because, Franco just Brad just said that the promoter recognised what you two guys brought as a tag team. That was straight in. Winners of that match crowned new champions. So basically, you four guys, the two teams were classed as being the two best in the country, deserving of those belts. So to me, that just is another acknowledgement of what you two guys are doing, and that you're doing it so well. Well, the three of you, as a whole.
That was a hell of a weekend for me and Franco as well, because Friday we went to war with the Harrops. Saturday we wrestled at. Did we defend the tag titles at Future on the Saturday, Franco?
I think we did. Yes.
I know. And then on Sunday we wrestled at Kumite in Derby twice. Again, in their Double Dragon tag title tournament. So like the first match was against Queer and Loathing, and then in the final we came up just short to British Top Team. Big Lou Nixon, Brett Semtex, one of the most well-rounded combat sports people in this country. But again, it just shows we're an immense tag team. We're an immense three-piece here. Like either combination, me and Franco, me and Sash, Franco and Sash. Like some people are smart. Some promoters are smart and they realize where we should be. Others maybe not so much, but they'll learn. They'll get there in time. We'll just keep proving it.
We seem to be very much a hotbed for tag team matches and tag team work around the East Midlands and Yorkshire. I think it's about time that maybe some promotions in the Northwest, West Midlands, down south take notice and, you know, give us the opportunity, and we'll always put on a banger of a tag team match no matter where we go, and just prove to people that we've got the capabilities, the knowledge and the strength to succeed.
I fantasy booked recently Quintessential against any combination of you three guys. And that
Move on.
I was gonna say, man, you want to go over to the Liverpool side. You know, I'm sure there's some promotions over there that'll be looking at you three guys, being like, you know, that's money. You know, we book them against one of those, whether it be Quintessential or Act 2. You know, any of those guys. That for me is money. I think you guys can go over there.
Yeah, we've. I've tangled with Act 2 in like numerous times. I'm pretty sure we all have. I'm sure we did.
I owe Jack Knudsen a few receipts. All right, so he's welcome. But Quintessential, forget about them. One of them, what is it? 20 going on 70. Like he looks like he's paying about 6 mortgages all at the same time. All right, forget about that team. But Act 2, yeah, I've got some personal history with Knudsen. All right, so yeah, whenever he wants it, yeah, he'll get it. He's got a few receipts coming.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I feel like we've all got some unfinished business with Act 2. So
Ben Holland, too. I like Ben Holland. Every picture I see of Ben Holland is the same pose. I don't like that. So yeah, he's got something coming too. He's standing there with his like this top lip is like this high up. Pisses me off, man.
I you know what I want to do? I want to get Jack Knudsen's tambourine, pull out all the little metal bits and just fling them right in his face, and then get the main frame of it and just batter him with it.
Franco was just stab him.
Just really annoying.
Tambourine in the head.
Hey, blunt objects, whatever you want, I'll do it.
Exactly. I'll pay you to do it, Franco. Earn that wage.
You mentioned it earlier. I've got to talk about it. Obviously, yeah, you know, you guys kind of, it's not the norm, but, you know, you guys invaded Tidal while they were at Belle-Isle Working Man's Club. So that's different, man. I was kind of hyped to see you guys venturing out and about, just making a stamp, obviously getting into the fans' faces, just standing there, doing what you guys do, being very intimidating. Yeah, how was that? Just another day at work, or was it extra special because you know you was representing and doing JC's work?
That whole day was. I'm not gonna lie. That was another great idea from JC. And the thing is, it all stems from Wesley and Serica's betrayal. All right, let's get that straight. It all stems from his betrayal. No one talks about this. Okay, no one talks about this enough. And Wesley likes to literally run around, doing all his like marathons or whatever, like a homeless guy doing like a pound line for a skunk gimmick. All right, he likes to do all of this, and then he's just going, oh, why, JC? Why did you do this? It's easy. Every time, whenever this guy went on TV or the opportunities that he got through Gladiator. All right, or Gladiators, whatever that show was called. Every time that he got on TV, he loved talking about, oh, I'm a professional wrestler. Oh, yeah, look at me. So I wrestle in this country. I wrestle up and down. He never mentioned True Grit, did he? He never mentioned that he was representing True Grit as the champion. He never was on TV or radio or any of these media tours that he was doing with a True Grit belt. But when he's doing his shows and when he's touring the scene, as seen on Gladiators, JC even did a Gladiator-themed entrance for his friend, Wesley and Serico. But did Wesley once on TV, on the BBC, say that he was representing True Grit? No. So every opportunity that he gets, it's like he's spitting in JC's face. And how many times, I don't know about you boys, how many times can someone spit on you and you can just stand there and take it? Okay? For me, it's not going to take very long. I know for Franco, even if you look like you're chewing hard, he's just going to punch you in the face. All right? So then when JC stands up for himself, Wesley's out there crying, oh, why did you do that? Well, are you an idiot? Are you a moron? So then when he finally, and he accepted the challenge that if he lost, he will be out of True Grit. So, but that doesn't mean just True Grit. It means the True Grit territory, Yorkshire, Leeds, all of that. You can't just go wrestle down the road and think everything's okay. Nah. Of course you can't. So when JC saw that, that's another spit, another patch of saliva that Wesley and Serico throws in JC's face. Of course, JC's gonna go to the regime, the most loyal people that he's ever worked with, and ask for support. And that's what we do. That's what we do. So we go there, we teach them a lesson. All right. You can do all your little running. You can even go to Uganda and wrestle if you want, or you can do whatever you want, just not on JC's patch. And that's because he's a shit friend. It's like simple as that. He's a shit friend. Boys want like that's facts, right, boys? Like am I lying? Am I lying?
No, not at all. And yeah, as you say, like he's a terrible friend, because it's more than just the business side of things. If you go back, you look at JC's when he shares memories on Facebook. James Carr and Wesley and Serico, they were best buds. They did everything together. They did all these ultra sports marathon, whatever they're called, together. And then now what? A friendship ruined because of Wesley and Serico.
And Wesley.
I loved going there, getting that call from JC. Right, boys, in the car. We'll meet Sash there. Hopefully his limo will get him there on time. Meet up at the venue, march in. There's Serico when he's wrestling Ace Matthews, one half of a tag team that don't exist anymore. See you later, Nash Boat. And just bam, 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 bam. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And just to add to that too, and Wesley, when he was champion, again, he was going to his friend because obviously they are friends, but he is keeping that professional side going. He's like, oh, can you please bring it? Don't forget as well, like JC, he pays for these venues, he pays for wrestlers to be there, right? He's paying Wesley for all of this, and then Wesley goes, oh, but can you please find the best that British wrestling has to offer, because I want to test myself. I want to challenge myself. Please let me wrestle the best and see if I really am the best. So JC brings in people like James Mason. JC brings people in like Rampage Brown. Like, he's paying all of this. He's doing his friend all of these favors. And what does Wesley and Serico do? Thanks for the money, JC. Thank you. I'm just going to go on TV and not talk about you. Like, dickhead, man.
Brady Phillips said it right when they did that sit-down interview before their match. He said, "You've lost focus, Wesley," and that's exactly right. And as we all saw, Brady Phillips made him pay.
Yeah,
JC made him pay even more.
Yeah,
took liberties and never repaid the favor at the end of the day, and that's what happens to you. You don't mess with JC, because otherwise you find yourself unemployed from True Grit. Simple as that.
Oh, lads, I think I just saw Wing Commander Nash walked past my house. He's like begging for change. Hold on. Oh no, what's the name? Sorry, that was Ace Matthews. Move on.
I wonder what he's going to put that spare change towards. Probably that. I don't even know if it's real, but I saw it online.
That Nashbo promotion thing. He can't afford to pay anyone.
What is that? What is that?
I have no idea. But I am curious. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Probably nothing either. Clowns.
It was a good day out at Tidal. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Is it something else? Was it just the Wes thing, or you guys going to start running, rough shot around other promotions in Yorkshire? Is it just going to be scare everybody off? This is JC's turf now. We don't want to see Planet. We don't want to see Tidal in Leeds. We don't want to see anybody else in Leeds. This is true grit turf. Listen,
we are professionals here. You're talking to three professionals, okay? This was purely a Wesley and Serica thing. He's a line stepper, he's a habitual line stepper. And when he steps across that line, you just got to check him, all right? You just got to check him, okay? Charlie Murphy, Rick James, he's a habitual line stepper. So we just checked him. And if he does it again, we'll check him again. But that was all that was. That wasn't personal. This is business.
I just know, again, talking to True Grit fans, we're all kind of thinking now, I don't know, there's three of you and there's three unemployed people out there that may be, I don't know what sort of the fans are, obviously speculating and thinking or hoping, I presume, that we are eventually going to get the regime versus Wesley and Serico and Nashbo at some point. But
how's that going to happen? Then he's not employed. Nashbo's not employed. I'm not wrestling anyone else.
Bobby can't bring him back. Bobby hasn't got that power. No. Bobby can't buy a new suit. You think he's going to bring three people back? Nah, never going to happen.
Maybe Nashboat will bring Wesley and Serico to Nashboat Pro Wrestling. Set up a little ring in a grit bin or something like that. Here we go. Charge $5.
Okay, ref it. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to see. What a bunch of
going forward, obviously, we talked about the True Grit titles, the future tag titles as well. Obviously, you guys are holding on to them tight. Anybody in your line of sight that is gunning for those belts, or you guys just got to keep hold of them for the foreseeable and ain't nobody touching them? You guys are the force in future tag team wrestling.
Yeah, we're untouchable, ain't that right, Brad Matthews?
Exactly. So there was recently a bit of a thorn in our sides, in our collective sides at Future. A little three-piece called the Marquee. Tony Wright, Luca Romeo, and Lionel Da Silva. But Sash knocked Tony about so much that he couldn't even stand up.
Sparked out. Chris Tucker Friday setting. That's what that was.
We literally a couple of days ago we had a winner take all match against them, defended our tag belts. Sash got the pin, he became the Destiny champion, took that from Luca Romeo with his stupid eyeliner. But as far as we're concerned, that's done, that's over with. Whoever wants to step up to any of us to try and take these tag belts, like, bring it on. Like,
maybe after you want to return to Future and
same result every time. We just win.
No, that's true. That's true. When you're the champs, we're not looking for the next challenges. They're all going for us. So whoever wants to come in. The thing is, like, what you're forgetting here, Hobag, is what you saw, or what everyone saw a couple of days ago, was history being made. I kept talking about this online. All right, I kept, Franco was saying this, Brad was saying this. It was history being made. Okay, we are the biggest stars in Future Wrestling. We bring the biggest numbers in person and online, and this was their biggest main event ever. There's never been a winner takes all at Future Wrestling. There's never been a double champion at Future Wrestling. Yes, Franco Faye, Brad Matthews are currently holding the True Grit Tag Team Championships and the Future Wrestling Tag Team Champions, but 2 of those belts also belong to me. I'm a triple champion, all right? At Future, I'm a double champion. I've got 1 belt and I've got the other one. So we don't care, or we're not even talking about or discussing who's next or anything like that. What they need to do at the next show is to throw a historic celebration for all of us. Okay, I want to see rose petals all over the floor. I want to see bonuses. I want to see balloons. I want to see protein shakes and creatine for Franco. Okay, that's what I want to see. That's what needs to happen. Okay, so forget about the opponents. It's all about celebration and the appreciation. That's what we need from Future Wrestling. Okay, that's what we need.
Yeah. End of the day, maybe we should take a little break there.
He's on the phone to Miss next to make sure she organises this celebration.
Straight on the blower. But yeah, at the end of the day, their tag division at Future, it doesn't matter who they put in front of us because it's a put up or shut up kind of mentality for us. You know, it doesn't matter who steps into that ring. At the end of the day, we're going to be the ones with our hands raised high with these tag belts. They're not going anywhere quick.
Yeah. And also
running tag team champions at Future. Simple as that.
Franco Faye is 100% correct. Sorry to jump in there, but what I was going to say was that maybe, I mean, boys, we have the tag belts, we have the Destiny belt. There's 1 belt missing, right? Currently, that's held by a girl. All right, okay. She somehow managed to get the Harley Harris, the Hellbound member, someone that we got history with. But I would love to see Franco Fate lariat her in the face. I would love that. That big lariat arm right across her cheek. And Franco Fate becomes a 2-time Future Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And I become the manager and the friend of a 2-time Future Wrestling Heavyweight Champion just after he's knocked out this girl. I'd love that. I would love it. Absolutely love it.
That clothesline as well, after, I've seen it most recently in person against Nashbo. Mate, you're getting some speed off them ropes. That is a force. I think literally everybody in the house, when you hit that clothesline, it's just like, oh, dude.
All I'll say is shout out to Brendan White on that one. Did some training down at New Wave, South Wales, and he gave me a couple of tips in terms of the lariat. And suffice to say, it is very effective. Every time I hit that, whether that's on Ace Matthews or on Tony Wright, at the end of the day, there's only one outcome. Once I've put my arm straight through their face, they're not getting up after a 3 count, that's for sure.
You have a better chance. You have a better chance of surviving a shotgun shot to the face from Sarah Connor than you have of getting up from a lariat from Franco Fate.
I do apologise for dropping out then.
Come at me, Linda Hamilton.
From JC, so he wanted to talk tactics about WrestleFest, so shall I take that?
We just figured you've gone off to order the balloons for the celebration for the next, Future show.
What was that, Hobag?
I thought Brad was just saying that, he's on the phone to JC. We presumed he was ordering balloons and stuff, for the celebration.
Yeah, he's on to Miss Nix about that.
Yeah.
So, but no, obviously, no need to apologise. JC's on the blower, got to go speak to the man himself. Obviously, you guys are looking past misery business. Is there anyone on the True Grit roster, any team that you can think of that even stands a chance? If they bring back, I'm trying to wrap my brain like, you mentioned Act 2 previously. I wouldn't be surprised after, watching this, if JC thinks Act 2 will feed Act 2 to the regime. His words, obviously not mine. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at a Future show.
I mean, I'd be happy to beat Act 2 again. I
think Brad Matthews is on
beating them
mute.
up, so that'd be great. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's never going to happen because they're focused on other stuff and we wouldn't have it. But the only team that would be anywhere near like competitive with us would be Brady Phillips and Riley Nova, but that's never going to happen. But no, Act 2, yeah, bring them in. Let's beat Act 2.
I think the only other team I can think maybe, that's they would see as contenders would be Crash Boat.
I would love to. Actually, no. Actually, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. I do have technically a loss against Crash Boat, but no, I don't like them at all. I don't like that Jack Black wannabe pop punk dosser and that crackhead Jack Bandicoot or whatever his deal is. I don't like either one of them. So no, they don't deserve to get in the ring with myself, Franco, Fabe, or Brad Matthews. So no, they can get in the back of the line unless they somehow. Actually, no, I wouldn't say it. Let me talk to JC first. What you can take it.
Do you know what I've just thought of actually, Franco? I think it'd be real fun to see you beat these guys up. I mean, I don't think JC would necessarily want to do this, but Meat Wagon.
You know what? I was thinking the very same thing. Maybe, because the True Grit faithful have such a disliking to us and the regime for some very strange reason. They might even take a liking to Meat Wagon. Who knows? And then we could put these on the line as they are former champions themselves, and
yeah,
we'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah. So what I like about Meat Wagon is
I agree with that.
Yeah, they look like pro wrestlers. They are like big, meaty guys. Yeah, for lack of a better term, they put the work in. 100%. They put the work in. I think we'd obviously come out on top, but it would be a test.
Yeah. Maybe we can get time that for that one because they are some big boys and they like to biff people around. So, but I'm always up for a challenge. I don't know about you, but I'm always up for a challenge. But
got to work on my gorilla press.
I think there's one other team that I'll just throw it out there and I'll start letting you guys go because I know money is time is money. But you guys have faced Hack and Slash and Beard previously. So obviously I know the Jake Silver thing we've just mentioned. But yeah, you guys have been in the ring against Hack and Slash previously. I think Mr. Brandon Butcher gave as good as he got against you, Franco. Apologies for saying so, but that was just two big meaty men.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to him. He stepped up, but I think the result was inevitable in the end. But if they want to have round two, I will welcome that with open arms and a big meaty lariat to go with it as well. So
I'm just getting my fantasy booking head on.
I couldn't help but nearly
look, Mr. Host, can I just ask you a question? All right, can I just ask you a question?
Yep.
All right. So it's no secret that Jay Vertigo has a successful rapping career. Okay, outside of pro wrestling, that there's no secret. Okay, he moonlights as he has a different name. Okay, M.R. Okay, we know this. He puts on a great Jamaican accent. Okay, that's no secret. That's no secret. Okay, all right. So I just want to know that forget his rapping career, but as a wrestler, as a tag team, why do you like these two so much? Why? Why are you such a big fan of this team? Why do you want to see them get whooped again?
Gymnastic.
I suppose is my actual question. Okay.
Well, Brad was going to answer for me, but I will say, from my point of view, I just like as a team. I like the dynamic. I like the classic. When Franco and Brad kind of do it, I like the speed and the strength. I like the whole dynamic, the style. It just works for me. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't. I just think they're two very cool guys personally. I like them both, and I want to see them do well. You know, whether they get the titles or not, you know, I think they'll put in a good standing, and a lot of people will be paying attention afterwards.
Do you prefer Jay Vertigo as a wrestler or as a rapper?
Oh, as a wrestler.
As a wrestler, why? Why do you not support his rapping career?
I'm not saying I don't support it. If I've got to pick one over the other, I'm picking the wrestling.
I haven't seen you post any of his performances.
I tend to try and just keep stuff on a wrestling basis. You know, if I start going into music, that's a whole different avenue. That's a whole more time to be spent on stuff that I ain't got happening. So I'd rather focus. It's called Work the Left Side. It's not called Work the Left Side and a quick rap.
I think he's a better rapper personally, but that's just me. I don't know about you, Franco or Brad. I don't know. I just think, you know, he just raps better. He's got a better accent, in my opinion.
It's some good,
good
booty shaking rap, isn't it? You know, it's rap's not my thing, but you know, for the kind of people that like that kind of thing, that's the kind of thing that those people like. Good on you.
You're more of a Kurt Hennig kind of rap is crap mindset.
I like the stuff that's aggressive, fight music, whether it's got guitars or a electro urban beat, whatever. If it makes you want to fight, I'll listen to it.
Why are you, Franco? You're a rap man?
I think in terms of M.R, yeah, I think I am. Big fan.
Massive,
have you seen
massive fan.
Have you seen any of his videos?
I follow him on Instagram. It's fantastic.
Great content.
It's brilliant. And his interviews when he's there, like smoking world's biggest spliffs, I'm like, maybe you should put down the spliff, get training a bit more. Maybe you'd have beat us, or maybe you wouldn't, because we are the best team in British wrestling. But you know.
Guys, you know, thank you so much for doing me the pleasure of sitting down and talking to me this evening. You know, talking all things wrestling, all things True Grit, all things elevation, future, capital punishment, powers that be, the regime. But it's just a hell of, like it or not, you know, if people want to agree or disagree, what you guys are doing at the moment is mind-blowing, and you guys are just absolutely tearing it up. Personally, I'm enjoying some of it, I will say. So, you know, I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome, Hobart.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that to be that, and there we go. That's it. I know we're done. But yeah, do you want to let people know where they can find you on the socials if you haven't put it on the little bannery thing under yourselves? Let people know, obviously, yeah, you know, where they can see you doing what you do. Can you put in the effort for us? Because I can't be bothered, mate. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll tag you in all the uploads and all the posts. If you're not following any of these three gentlemen, give them a follow on the socials that you see on our posts. Go check them out. Obviously, you know, they've got to put on a hell of a performance. Franco, Brad, Cash Money Sash, it has been my pleasure.
God damn right.
And to everybody else who has been watching, thank you for watching this. Obviously, hit like, subscribe, share, all the generic stuff that we ask you to do. And as a wise man told me a while ago, remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.